Excuse me, my sister, when me a lady. I don't know. I say my brother, when me a lady. I don't know. Me I know, say you don't know. Me I know when me a lady. I know when me a lady. Now this is the one I know lady. I know when me a lady. That trouble is in me a lady. I know when me a lady. That is not the jealous of me a lady. I know when me a lady. That power below that me a lady.
Oh, Toddy,
Sunday,
what shall we do?
Dingadi,
Sintijan,
what shall we do?
shall we do?
Dingadi,
Sintijan,
what shall we do?
oh, Toddy,
Sunday,
what shall we do?
Dingadi,
Sintijan, oh, Toddy,
Sunday,
what shall we do?
Dingadi,
Sintijan, oh, Toddy,
Sunday,
what shall we do?
Dingadi,
Sintijan, oh, Toddy,
Sunday,
what shall we do?
Dingadi,
Sintijan, oh, Toddy,
Sunday,
what shall we do?
Dingadi,
Sintijan, oh, Toddy,
Sunday,
what shall we do?
Dingadi,
Sintijan,
what shall we do?
Well, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, late afternoon here in the UK. It's 4:30 actually. Some more tea time here. But we're just going to do something short. It's all about this Senegal agreement, fishing agreement, whatever it is, refer to it. You know, I for one, I am still standing against this particular agreement. And just now I was watching a program live in the Senate. The Senate, the committee was actually cross-examining the managing director, I think, of the fisheries or so. Because I got there later, I didn't get her introduction. So, but the Senate invited her to and her lieutenants to actually explain to the Liberian people, to make the Liberian people understand about this deal, the fishing deal. And she brought the part of the documents or so that she was showing to us. And it was like, what is it that she's talking about? You know, I couldn't get the information that I wanted. I was so happy, in fact, when she was invited. And this is why, for me, I've been advocating since year before last. And I've been challenging the Senate and even the lower house or so on some of these issues, that it is imperative you people are we have given you the responsibility, electing you people as senators. we're giving you the responsibility to ensure that every segment of society, people that are working in Liberia or governmental institutions, people that are heading them, are subject to you. And so your responsibility always as a lawmaker is to ensure that what we sent you there for should be done and should be adequately done. And such is always counter-checking those ministers, those directors, wherever they are. And in fact, also ensuring that whatever agreement that the government is about to sign, whether it has to do with concession, whether it has to do with a kind of investment opportunity that the government negotiated outside there, the Senate must take a leading role. You people have the responsibility to counter-check those agreements, even if it is negotiated by the President of the Republic of Liberia. Because no matter what it is, as far as the running of government is concerned, even some baby corporation or so, it is okay for you to go out there and negotiate, to go lobby for investment opportunity in your country, to seek investment, to seek opportunity that your country can benefit. It is okay as a leader to do that. But at the same time, it is also paramount that the Senate take charge immediately when such negotiation is made. This is why in the Senate we have committees. Even here where I am in the United Kingdom, they have committees for all sectors. And those committees are responsible. That's why they are there, okay? They are responsible to ensure that every functionality is in proper place. Good afternoon, Amos. Every functionality. So the president can go out there and go negotiate and tell, and then perhaps somehow do some paperwork, manual paperwork, and say, oh, one day I'd like for you to come and, you know, engage in this aspect or so, or maybe the president will be approached. But the fact of the matter, the president have to have at the back of their mind that the Senate must be involved. So you can go and negotiate and come back and then tell your people, say, this is what I negotiated. And I want you guys to take charge. If the president failed to do that, the Senate still have the right, they still have the power to invite those that are spearheading such initiative. And so in the case of this Senegal and Liberia fishing agreement, for which many of us, including myself, is indeed clear about their coming. I'm not even happy about their coming anyway. This agreement, I am still calling as a concerned and citizen of Liberia, as a patriotic citizen of Liberia. I am still calling on the president, on the Senate as well, not to let this agreement pass. This deal isn't well explained to us. This deal is still in the black plastic covered. We are still blindfolded as far as this deal is concerned. And for some of us who are checking behind even the country itself, Senegal, as far as relative to the fishing aspect is concerned, we are now to the know that Senegal doesn't have a good footing to take on this responsibility. Senegal. Rice is to Liberia as fish is to Senegal. Let me let you know today. And so this is not a deal that we should just go and sign like that. It's the same old thing that happened with the deals, or with the loan deals also. Perhaps our leader didn't care as to where the loans are coming from. But the interest is just the money. We want it. We don't care the history of where the money is coming from. So for me, I continue to vehemently reject this deal. And in fact, now this afternoon, the lady in charge, somebody who's supposed to explain to us in great detail and provide information, convincing evidence that indeed this particular deal is going to be okay for Liberia, they didn't provide any information that I was really convinced at the Senate there. So it's almost like an hour and a half that I was sitting there. I didn't get anything out of it. Because when somebody is just guessing, when somebody is saying, I think, when they keep saying, I think, maybe, what are you getting out of that person if they are passing on to you information that's supposed to be viable, that's supposed to be fact-checked? But they're telling you, I think, maybe, they're guessing. We're not sure. Probably. It could. And then we say, yeah, we're giving people responsibility to people who are of the technical know-how. And you sat before the Senate there. You're not even explaining anything to us. Tell us. First of all, tell us the history of Senegal itself as far as the fishing aspect is concerned. Break it down, getting up the synopsis of how they got to where they are. Maybe you don't even know as far as the latest information on Senegal is concerned, as far as fishing is concerned. You don't even know. And you sat there before the Senate, you're not saying anything concrete. You're not giving all the information that we want. You're just telling us that, oh, we're going to employ X amount of people. We're going to have opportunity for the people to be fishing. They're going to have, hundreds of boats. We're going to have canoes that will be, GPS tracked. Also, where tracked? I'm waiting to see that one. Canoes. Our waters are at risk, especially when this deal happened to go through. And that's what, for some of you that are in Liberia, this is a time that some of you guys are supposed to wake up now. Now, some of us in the diaspora we can't do it all. We sat here. We have to write letter on your behalf to your senate, to the senators, to the representatives, also government officials. But this is one aspect that some of you are supposed to wake up and write your representative a letter. And those questions that are burning in your heart about this particular contract, ask the question and send it to them in a letter. Ask those questions. And maybe give your own point of observing what you think things going to be like or whatever, and give your recommendations as well. But when we continue to sit like that and think just passing, we are not even thinking about the generation to come. We're not thinking about now, what other people can benefit, what they can grab, and own. We're not thinking about tomorrow. I mean, for the children, not for ourselves anyway. But they're building their tomorrow today. And our children might be left with nothing. Went to West Point the last time. The people were crying there about the fishing business also. So let me go to my friend. We're going to go to my friend, a BBC journalist, courtesy to Ade. Let me show you something. It's just something to think on, especially for some of you who are still somehow, you don't even know, you're not even sure where are you in terms of the questions that we are asking concerning the deal. I'm saying it is not a good deal. It is not in our interest. Senegalese coming to take over our waters, our fish. I'm sorry. Let me watch it. Let me let you watch this this TV series. My friend took a visit recently to Senegal. He went to 3 other countries, but I'm focusing on Senegal for this purpose, because part of what he touched is what we are talking about here. So let me see if I can expand this so we can see it. All right, I'll leave that with you. Whatever comments you want to make thereafter, you can make your comment. That is Senegal, right? See Liberia down here. And I be here. Sugar in here. All right, welcome.
Just off the coast of its capital, Dakar, is an island called Gorée. It's somewhere that I've always wanted to visit.
Here it is. We're pretty close. This is the place that everyone's been talking about.
This tiny island is a place of pilgrimage. Nelson Mandela and Barack Obama have both been here. There we are. Sometimes you just got to improvise. Can't wait for people to help you. Gorée was another key stop for thousands and thousands of slaves on their brutal journey to the Americas.
I'm Colonel.
Colonel, lovely to meet you.
Yeah,
Ade.
you're welcome.
Ade.
Ade. So welcome to the house of slave of Gore Island. So here they used to keep 150 to 200 together
150 to 200
in the house.
people would be kept, or slaves would be
House.
kept in this
Yeah,
house.
in the house. Men, women, children, but living separately in different cells. They should line in one by one on the corridor, bring us what you see in front of you called the doorway of no return. Why this name? Because anyone used to pass through to the door, that's meaning bye-bye Africa forever. Come see that.
Most experts say European slave traders sent more than 10 million Africans across the Atlantic. They came from many different ethnic groups across Africa.
First African ethnic group was the Yoruba.
That's my tribe.
Of course, they should call Yoruba good slaves or stallions.
Wow.
Yeah, stronger. During the boarding, many tried to escaping by jumping. That means they preferred to suicide than gone. And there was many shots permanently around. Why? Because any slave being sick or agonizing, so they threw them on the sea. That's why there was many shots always.
So anyone who was ill or who was in pain or anything like that, they just fed them to the sharks?
Yeah.
More than 1 million Africans are believed to have died before they even reached the Americas. I can't even put into words or even understand what it must have been like for those Africans who were kept here in those horrendous conditions. Horrendous conditions. Many of them from the tribe that I'm from. And what's even worse is to know that what happened here for them was just the beginning. Senegal was a French colony until 1960. It's the only country in this region that hasn't had a coup or civil war since independence. It's actually one of the most stable countries in West Africa. The sea and fishing is central to the economy of this country. So I'm about to take a boat trip. Wish me luck, because I haven't got sea wheels. I'd come to a fishing port a couple of hours south of Dakar. Karim Sal has spent most of his life fishing here.
So how far are we going out?
Bon, ça dépend, parce qu'il faut qu'il voit un moment de poisson pour mettre le filet.
It seems like fishing is so important for the people here in Jao.
Pinton moo fa nekk ton bi jën lañ ko defaree bu may añ jën lay lekk ceebu jën bu ma ngoon bu ma reeree fiiriir lay reere.
Fish.
Chaque jour. Chaque jour. Presque bon man maay waxee noonu en tant que pêcheur quoi, mais à 80% le Sénégal est dépendant de la pêche. Sans la pêche, presque le pays là c'est catastrophique. Là c'est vrai.
Hey, I can see them.
Bana.
I can see them there.
Gotta read a subtitle, guys.
So there was I thinking they'd have a few fishing rods, but no, they do it differently here. They've got a big net, and when they spot the fish, they basically encircle the fish with this giant net. Karim, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
dañuy mbaal maintenant dañuy fëgg gaal gi bruit bi muy def day permettre jën bi day tiit bu tiitee day daw dal ci kaw mbaal bi.
Almost 2,000 fishing boats work out of this port.
I've taken some taxis in my time, but this is going to be definitely the strangest one. Yeah, back on up.
Voilà.
Woo! I'm on. Yeah.
Get them guys in question.
Fish is big business here. It's Senegal's biggest export. This is where a lot of the fish is bought after it's been caught. Fridges and freezers are a bit of a luxury here, so the fish has to be smoked and dried to preserve it. Now, if you look down on the ground, it gives you a little idea of just how much fish comes through this place. Because at first I thought this was sand, but when you look closely and you pick it up, it's fish scale.
Voilà, c'est ça.
Has there been a time where you have filled the whole of this grill with fish?
Toujours. Moi, les feed the fish, bale fish.
Wow. Whoa, the heat is intense. I mean, it's already hot here, but that is kicking off some heat. I think my tyres are going to start melting. Marie and Kareem, you've both been working with fish for a long time. Have you seen things change over the years?
Wow, changement am na ci jën. Ni jën meloon ak ni ñu ko daan amee, mënatuñ koo amee. Poisson bi dafa xaw a raar.
Mu nekk 116 bateaux yoo xam ne pêche industrielle la ñu ngi si biir géeju Sénégal yi. Amul benn bateau bu jóge Sénégal. Beneen bi mooy bateau yi mënuñu li ñuy nappee.
All along the West African coast, locals say that foreign trawlers, mostly from the Far East, are taking their fish.
Am na beneen facteur aussi une farine de poisson. Ba pare moo wax la sànq ne la li gën a garaaw mooy ñun li ñu yaakaar pour dunde yaakaar ko pour liggéey yaakaar ko pour protéine animale yaakaar ko pour stabilité dëkk bi ñoom moom la ñu jël di ko jox ay mbaam foofu ay rab.
In the last few years, 11 fish meal factories have opened up on Senegal's coastline. They take fish and turn it into a powder. It's used to feed pigs and cattle, and even the farmed salmon we buy in our supermarkets.
Oui, ça c'est l'usine de farine de poisson et qui est très négatif pour la pêche parce qu'il favorise non seulement la surexploitation de la ressource. Le poisson c'est pas quelque chose qui n'est pas inépuisable et ils sont en train de transformer nos eaux en désert liquide.
Who do you blame for this problem?
La situation de l'Afrique, c'est l'Europe. Et puis tout ce qui est ressources africaines. C'est pas, ils sont pas là pour nous aider, ils sont là pour nous appauvrir. Il y a une autre forme d'esclavage par rapport à ce qu'ils font.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup. Ciao.
What I find worrying is the fact that Senegal's main resource, its fish stock, is becoming more and more under control of foreign business. Rather than being used to feed its people who really need it, it's bizarrely being sent to rich countries to fatten up their livestock just so we can have good meat on our tables.
Africa is so rich in natural resources, but it's still the poorest continent on Earth. In Senegal, the economy is growing fast, but life is still tough.
So this is it. We're just coming up to the lake.
A lot of Africans have to work seriously hard to feed their families. I'd come to Lake Retba to put in a shift.
Bonjour, Monsieur Jean.
Jean Pereira is a salt miner.
I'll be your work buddy. Come, let's go out there. This is how we do it. I can see why you're the main man. You got some strength, dude. Right. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Ouais.
Now, apparently this lake has got a higher concentration of salt than the Dead Sea.
Picc bu naawee ba dugg
naawee ba dugg fii comme lii naaw ne ah bu duggee fii dee na.
Wow, look at this. You can see all the salt that has gathered around the stick at the top. I think we go. Oh. Senegal is one of the biggest salt producers in Africa. The workers on this lake haul out tens of thousands of tons a year. Do you have to do any sort of preparation before you go into the water?
But.
And that protects your skin. If you're just tuning in, don't switch over. You are watching the right channel. More butter, please. It's not deep at all. I'm gonna get in there and see what it's like for myself. Oh, yes, you can feel it all in your toes. Look at that, it's so thick that you can just scoop it up. I didn't even have to get to the bottom of the lake to pick that up. As I was going down, it was just gathering in my hand. The water in the lake comes from the sea. It doesn't take long to evaporate in this baking sun, leaving the salt behind. Jean, these boats here are piled high with salt. How many hours would they have spent on the lake to collect all of that?
Yeah, I'm not your family. 3 hours du matin.
So they'll spend many, many hours on this lake gathering this salt. Jean gets about half a penny for every kilo of salt. It's not much to support a family, which explains why so many people are desperate to leave.
But à la fin, man, madam said, "Come, dem Europe, man, no polo liggéey ko." Foofu Mauritanie, Mali, Côte d'Ivoire. Après jaar dem Acades. Jóge Acades dooga dem Libye. Parce que boobu métti na. Waaw. Mën ngaa xëy journée doo lekk. Beneen journée nga doog a gis lekk. Non. Waaye di nga dox ak sa morom sa ba mu daanu fii. Ne la damay dee te noo ko def ba du mën a jóg. Boo amul chance fa lay des ci désert bi ba mu dee. Non. Donc mën nañu laa jëli nga yaakaar ne dañu lay dimbali jox la ki nga ànd ak moom fekk dañu lay jaay loolu moo fa nekk Libye jaar Mauritanie doo ko dugg si fii.
Hundreds of thousands of migrants from sub-Saharan Africa try to get to Europe every year. And it's often the brightest, hardest working and most determined who leave. So will you try to leave Senegal again?
Bëgg dem Europe mu ngi ci sama xel bu ma amee xaalis ba bu ma amee ku may dimbali man ma dem parce que moo ma gënal daal ma nekk fii parce que bon tous les temps booy nekk fii rien du tout baaxul.
Jean isn't running from war or oppression. He's trying to escape this life of poverty. He wants more for his family, the same as my parents wanted for me. I was headed to Nigeria, the country where I was born. But first, I was on my way to the Ivory Coast and its biggest city, Abidjan.
All right, guys.
On the planet.
Oh.
On the planet.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I just wanted to do a little bit of reflection on. Oh, come on. All right, just a little bit of reflection on Senegal, especially as far as the fishing aspect is concerned. As you know, we finished well, the contract is being negotiated by our president. It's going through scrutiny right now with the Senate. We have no idea yet as to whether it will go through or not. But we just thought to pass on some information to you, because even when you give somebody a contract to build your house, or before you give somebody who say they have a company that they can build your house, they can start it from the planning, everything, they can do the drawing and give it to you. What you want is some examples, right? What you want is some history with respect to his work, to their work. Perhaps they can bring you brochures of, you know, the work, who they have worked for, and the work they have done, and everything. You see it, you know, it'll move you, right? Yeah. So we just thinking about, let's go to let's go to Senegal. Let's see how things are over there. The whole world now, even on BBC 2 weeks ago, it was on BBC only. Beside the before with the exception of my time, my friend going there, Ade going there, it was on BBC as well. Senegalese have gone out of fish because of the excessive fishing they have done. Now these are people, we in Liberia, we're calling them technocrats, that they know more about fishing. They are coming to teach our people. And I know what we say, yeah. If these people actually know more about how, not just to go through the net there and take out the fish, but how to preserve them as well. Because first of all, it's not all the fish that come in the net you have to take. No. Some of them have to go back. But they were just catching almost anything that comes in the net, that's it. It's not going back in the water. And you don't fishing like that. The babies, you grab them, boom, you put them. They say they want to, it can go in the pot. You grab the other one, you put it, you say they one can go in the pot. No, you don't fishing like that. I see people here even, sometimes they go fishing with hook or so. They will catch certain fish and put it back in the water. You do with the net, there's a similar thing. They come on show, the people pick the fish out as to which one is good to go and which one is supposed to go back in the water. But in their case, they stop everything. Now, Senegal, even they go beyond their border points also. They can't even find fish again. But they are the people we're referring to as technocrats. So we are inviting them now to come to Liberia. They're coming to teach our people how to fish. But the volume of people that are coming, the volume of boats that are coming, I don't even know whether they're boats or are canoes, because up to now, even the lady that was sitting there today before the Senate, she was just confusing, or we don't even know. Yeah. She was just jumping here and there, or canoe, or, boats and things. And I don't know. So I just thought to share that with you. Thank you very much for watching. You can share it. You can leave your comments as well. Thanks for all of you that already made your comments as well. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Africa. God bless Mama Liberia. It's not easy, but we on it.
Oh, Daddy, what shall we do? Since
What shall we do?
oh, Daddy, what shall we do? Since
What shall we do?
we know about African fishing. African fishing net. It's so the holes are so close to each other that even tiny fish, you get in there, you can't get outside. So we know about that one. On the international waters or so, they can do that one. But looking for a really big fish. So the net there is quite different. But on your coast where some are closer to you, you don't have to, because apparently the fish there may not be that exorbitant, it may not be that big. So the net, you're looking for any small thing else. Why that is why when you go to West Point, you see tiny fish. So I agree with you. It's supposed, maybe when you use the word, it's supposed to be, the net's supposed to be big to certain size or so, fine. But if you go right now to West Point or some part of the coastline of Liberia or Montserrat County, you'll find out, you'll see those small fish as well. So if the net was actually big to that extent, when if the keyhole was quite big, those fish, those small will pass through, isn't it? But they don't pass, they stay in. So that's it, you see. All right, I'm not taking corner. I just wanted to show this. Thank you so much. I'll catch you later on the Max K Talk Show.
What shall we do?
All right, bye-bye. What shall we do? Bye-bye for now.